Well, here are the goats. Got 8 of them in the truck. They all fit in one cage. So now it's just an issue of getting them out and into the fence with the dogs. Stay tuned. We're going to have fun. They don't want us to video inside, so we're going to respect their wishes. Here to pick up some goats. I was really hoping to get some kids. So I brought that large dog crate we have and put it in the back of the pickup. Walking through, there aren't many kids. There's some really nice does in there that are about to drop, and that would be my second choice. The problem is they're not going to fit in that trailer. They're just that cage is just too small for them for more than one goat in that cage. So not sure what I'm going to do. I got talked to a guy here who had a license plate on his truck from Lee County, which is where we're at, and asked him if he would be willing to haul some goats for us to the house, because it's almost on his way back. There's no way you can get from here to Lee County without going past our place. But he said no. It wasn't his trailer, and he was here to buy cattle for someone else, and he probably wouldn't be leaving till late tonight, and all these kind of excuses. That's fine. I got no problem with that. And no is always an acceptable answer. Just no. It's fine. And people think when you ask somebody for a favor, they got to give it to you. Well, no, that ain't the case. If he needs a favor, they can say yes or no as they wish. And I've said no a few times for whatever reason. And so I'm not too sensitive about that. Anyway, we're going to go inside here in a few minutes and see if we can get us some goats. If I do, I'll keep you updated on this. Like I say, I won't be able to film inside the barn, and probably have to wait until I get them loaded in the cage to see whether or not they'll fit. But when we get this resolved, I'll get back with you and you'll find out what's going on. If you like the channel, subscribe, hit that notification bell if you want to hear about more goats and more chickens and more ducks and more geese and more working around the farm. And if you like what you see, hit that like button, and that lets us know what to film and what to continue content providing for you. And we will talk to you later. Well, we got goats. Those auctions can be confusing. Sitting there watching a bunch go through, and they had running 12, 13, 27 head through there at a time, and people would bid on them and get the winning bid and then said, I'll take 5 or take 3 or whatever. And so I bid on a group of 8 and got the winning bid, and for some reason I couldn't take just 4. It was by the lot or something like that. I misunderstood or didn't hear, or anyway. We got 8 goats. I was looking to get 3, maybe 4. Anyhow, they're small, and considering how much trouble we had finding them, maybe we can sell a few to help cover the cost. We'll get them established, get them in the fence, and then calm them down a bit, let them get used to us, and then we'll put a couple of bucks maybe out on for sale, and we'll see what happens. So again, they won't let us. They don't want us to videotape around the barn. So I'm here behind some hay bales making a secret hidden video Don't tell anyone. But problem is, those 8 goats aren't going to fit in that dog crate. So I called the wife. She's bringing a couple more dog crates around. We had they're smaller, and but maybe we can, between the 3 crates, small, medium, and large, we can get all 8 in there. I did see one fella had a cover on the back of his pickup like mine is. He just put them in the bed with that cover down and transported them that way. I could have done that, but looking at his bed, he's going to need some major cleaning when he gets home. And I've got other stuff in my bed. I got some tie downs, ratchet straps, and things like that I could put up front. But anyway, talked to the wife, and she says she's going to come on out and bring those 2 crates, and we'll try and get them that way. So for now, we'll sign off. If you like what you see, hit that like button. Be sure and subscribe and get that notification so you can see the next installment in these goat diaries, as it were. And we'll talk to you later. Bye. Well, here are the goats. Got 8 of them in the truck. They all fit in 1 cage. So now it's just an issue of getting them out and into the fence with the dogs. Stay tuned. We're going to have fun. This is where the microphone died. There's not a lot of content here except for the goats making noise, jumping over the fence, or being pulled out of the cage. So I'll just tell you about what's happening. These goats are going over 1 at a time. They're generally okay after they come out. They do not want to come out. They do not want to go in. So I guess goats are conservative. They don't like change. Some of them really didn't want to come out. Some of them were so far back that they were difficult to get to. Kicking out that leg really helps grab hold of another leg. Now, I forgot to close the gate on that one, and he came out to see what was going on, but come back in before I could get a hold of him. They're so far back in that cage now that something has to be done. I can't quite reach it, so shake it down and grab a hold of him, and finally we get him in. Put the cage back, close it up. Here are the goats. There's our little herd. Got 8 of them. They're looking quite healthy. They're not eating grass yet, but I guess that's because it's a new situation. They are interested in the dogs though. They're kind of wary of them. So this is Tasha, and I'm going to take her over and introduce her to the goats first. They were both on leashes, and they were both tied up to that metal framework. It's from an IBC container. We'll bring her over. She's wanting to go for a ride. She doesn't care about the goats. In the past, when we had a leash on her, we've gone for rides. And now she's got the goat scent. There's something interesting here. It's probably where they went to the bathroom. But she's not real interested in that. She wants attention. And they are both attention hounds. So we're going to walk on over and see if we can say hello to the goats. They weren't very interested, and neither was she, so I turned her loose, and she's walking around. She still wants to go for a ride. She's looking at that gate. Ty, the other one there, is rambunctious. He likes to go and move and jump and go anywhere. He's very active, very active dog. And so we went around behind the shed and circled around the goats and are slowly walking towards them, which means they're walking away. And we're walking up towards a watering trough, that gray thing, white beige tank on the left there. That's full of water, and it's tilted over so that they can get access to the water a little easier. The water's close to the edge. So they're kind of looking at it, kind of sniffing of it. One or two take a bit of a drink, but they don't seem to be real thirsty, which is surprising because they were at that auction all day, and then they had to ride home. So they're at least 6 hours, probably longer, without water, and it is real surprising. Now, Ty, I let him go a little bit, and he's real interested, real anxious to say hello. So we're going to sit there for a little bit and let him get used to the idea and wander over, and he's still real interested. So I'm going to tie him up a little, let him calm down some more. And Tasha just doesn't seem interested, so we're going to go get some water. Took a little break there, went out and got some water and turned it on, getting that hose in there so it'll sit and stay to fill up the rest of the way to that edge. While we work with Ty a little bit more to see if he's calmed down yet, not quite as skittish with the goats. He'll come back and take a little look, get a little closer, evaluate whether or not he's really interested in going for the goats. And he's interested. We're going to turn that fence on. There's a electric fence charger there. And we turn that on in case the goats scatter. And he's not interested in the goats too much, so we'll turn him loose and let him. And there he goes. I try and calm him down. He scatters the goats. I finally get a hold of him, put him back on the leash, and drag him around, try and round up the goats. Now, I thought maybe working the goats might calm him down a little bit, get him a little closer, or a little accustomed to him. They're all out in the field except for a few, which are up in the shed, and very difficult to get a hold of. Now, currently on the right there, you can see some red netting. That's also an electric fence. It is not charged at this time. And several times the goats were able to get through that. Now they're real interested in me because I got control of the dogs, I guess, or something. But they're all underfoot, even with Ty there. And Ty's not lunging at them. He's kind of calm. So we're going to try and show everybody that the goats are friends. They're good to go. They are not threats of any kind. But I still need to go get those goats out of the shed. And everybody's coming along with me, except the dogs. Well, almost everybody. So come back over here, goats. Maybe if I get them interested in that water. And it's overflowing, so we're going to turn that off. And we got a little parade going on. Not sure what to do now. Those goats are up in the shed. They've gone through the fence and are now on the side with all the equipment, the implements and such. And as I go back to try and get them out, I've got the whole group at my heels and between my legs trying to help. We go up in there and hopefully they'll all follow me out, and they all did except for a couple. I'm not sure what to do with these guys. I would rather they get out and start eating that grass, but they're not real interested at this time. Again, I don't know why. There's a couple nibbling on it, but not with the enthusiasm I expected from goats that have been sitting in the auction barn most of the day, and then a couple of hours in the truck. This is probably 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they were in the auction barn overnight, so I don't know when they were last fed and watered, but Ty's been running around. Maybe he needs a drink too. I saw Tasha getting a drink, so he comes over. Yep, he needs a drink. So it's a hot day out there. I haven't had a drink either, so maybe I'll get one. Ty's finished, so now it's my turn. Time to water the big dog. And there's nothing like drinking out of a hose. I don't want it spraying up in my face. I don't want a big gush of water out there, so get it going a little bit and close my hand around it. Slow the flow of water down. There we go. Makes it look like a drinking fountain. I can just drink on it like that. Love the taste of water from a hose. It's just universally recognizable, regardless of the type of hose. Now the goats are all cluttered up there in one spot, and the one inside the red fence has gotten clear, or at least in a space where I can get to it. Put that back up. Maybe the other goats will stay out, and hopefully the dogs will too. Well, going in and get that goat out. That's about all of this one. Just wrangling goats and chasing goats and trying to get things set up. We'll go take a shot after we get them all together. Well, it ain't pretty, but we decided we needed some sort of pen for the goats for the night. Tried to put up electric fence to keep them out of the dogs area in the shed, and that didn't work. Really don't want them in there because we got a bunch of insulation and other stuff that they can chew on and don't need to be getting to. So we just kind of slapped together this pen, and you can see there's some 2x4s in the corner. You got a sheet of plywood on one end, and found some slats in the barn. Put them up. There's a little more space in there than what we needed. The goats were crawling through the bottom two there, so another piece of plywood up there to block it. Gate on this is real fancy. We got two small sheets of plywood on either side screwed to the post, and then up there in the middle there's one screw holding it together. We'll make it a little better, a little more robust tomorrow, but tonight I'm kind of tired, and that's all I'm ready to do. So here's our herd. Should be 8 of them there. We got one that is coughing a little bit, and we got one that has been sitting or soaking in urine somewhere. That one with the green stripe there. She's got nice pink eyes. Inside of her eyes seem to be the same color as everybody else's. So either they've all got worms, or I don't think that's the case, but they may have. She doesn't get better in a day or two. She's kind of loping around and sitting down a lot. And then Copper here, I'm not sure what his problem is. I hope it's not COVID, because we're not social distancing from them, and it's going to be hard to keep him 6 feet away from the rest of the herd. But we'll have to see. So they're enjoying that grass in there tonight. As a treat, we'll put some sweet feed in there for them, a little bit of it. And I really don't want to do that, because I've heard that if you give them sweet feed, they won't eat much grass. I don't know about that. I've tried that before with other goats and didn't seem to be an issue, but maybe I just got lucky, or maybe they just got hungry, but I'm going to give them a little bit, not a whole lot, kind of a treat, especially little shitty there, that green one. She seems to have a good appetite for grass, but I don't think a little oats and a little sweet feed would do any of them any harm. So those are the goats. We're going to be out here tomorrow making a little better place for them. We want to section off that lean-to. Get you a shot of that. So here's well, it's not really a lean-to, it's a shed. An old shed. It's got a bunch of junk in it that was here when we moved in, and some stuff that we brought in. And we got an electric fence around the good stuff. Help mainly to keep the dogs out. Hopefully it'll keep the goats out as well. Really it's intended to get that cleaned out, but everything else going on, just really hadn't had the time. But a little bit at a time, we'll get there. And one thing about these goats, they only seem to eat when somebody's standing around them. And they always want to get under your feet. I assume the place they came from, they were well socialized, because they are not afraid to get right up under your feet, all 8 of them at the same time, which is somewhat disappointing, because you keep stumbling and hitting and stepping on them and getting in the way. But in the past, when we walked that way, they've all just kind of laid down in the shed and sort of laid there. Didn't really come out and do any eating till I showed up, and then they all gathered around. So I don't know if that's going to continue or not. You can see there's plenty of food on the inside, plenty of grass, but they just got to stick the necks through to find that greener grass on the other side. So I'm expecting in the morning all this grass will be eaten down, and we will have to move it. We'll probably just section off a little, make this into kind of a shed, beef it up a little bit and add a top to it. Something a little more robust than that dog crate. Make it a little more sturdy. Yeah, see, there's a little shitty. She's laying down. I don't think that's normal behavior, but then there's another one down here laying down, so maybe it is. Let me know what you think in those comments. If there's something there I should be worried about, let me know. Hit that subscribe button. We'll have more goat videos out here probably every day for a while. And hit that notification bell, and when they do come out, you will be notified. If you like seeing goat videos, have a like for it. Hit that like button so we know what videos to make and where to put our efforts so that we keep our subscribers happy. So we'll talk to you later. Bye.